How do you get your mic to go from this to this? Let's find out. So let's say you started streaming, you got your mic set up, you got your scene set up, all your transitions, everything like that, and you're just not happy with the way you sound. There's a few things that make a big difference that not everybody is aware of. So let's check those out. So the very first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to go down to our little volume here. And we're going to right click and go to Open Sound Settings. From here, we're going to have our input. Now it should show up as a USB or some kind of input for your specific microphone. Make sure it's set to that and go to Device Properties and go to Additional Device Properties. Here you're going to go over to Levels. Now, Windows has this weird thing where if you go over like 65 or 63 on your level here, it just adds a ton of distortion and gain. If you crank it to 100, it starts to sound like this, which does not sound clean, and it's definitely not what you want out of your streaming microphone. To fix that, we definitely want to go anywhere between 50 and 63. You can go above that, but obviously the lower the better. Once you're set there, we can close this. We're good there. We're going to go ahead and open up OBS. We're going to work with our scene here. We have the wonderful germs yet again, hanging out. If you have a mic, we're just going to use the standard mic aux. If you have like an audio input over here, which on our actual streaming setup we have, go ahead and just right click that like that, and go to properties. Go to properties, just to be sure. It can say default, but make sure it's set to the right thing. We're going to click on this, go to filters. We have no audio filters at the moment, so we're going to hit plus, and first we're going to add a compressor. The compressor makes it so when you're talking, when you're whispering, whatever, it tries to level the decibels. So that way, if you're screaming, it'll bring down the volume, and if you're whispering, it'll bring up the volume. I'm going to do a complete range here really quick, just to give you an indication of what it sounds like without it. Hey, have you guys been to twitch.tv/Johnny'sBox? And now with the compressor on. Hi, have you guys been to twitch.tv/Johnny'sBox? So that's the main difference the compressor is going to make. You can adjust these. I would just leave it at default just to see how it goes. If you're still having issues, you might want to look up some videos on how to tune it to you. Everybody's voice is different. Their distance from the microphone has an effect on it, and just the sound of their voice as well. And keep in mind, if you add too much, it will distort a little bit and start sounding a little bit robotic. So next up on the list, we're going to set a noise gate. So this will make it so when you're not talking, background noise is eliminated. Again, just go with the default for now and see how it works out. From there, you can tune it a little bit and adjust the open threshold. The very last thing we're going to do, and this is really the most important, is we're going to go to the VST 2.x plugin. So you won't have this in OBS by default, but if you go to our Discord, linked in the description, in our stream support channel, we have a link to that executable file, and you can install this plugin. Once you get that installed, go ahead and close OBS and restart it, and this should show up in your filters when you go to plus. Once you do that, go ahead and go to the plugin, and you're going to want to go to Re-EQ Standalone. Okay, you're going to click that, and then you click Open Plugin Interface. And this is going to allow you to adjust the levels in your EQ. It only starts with 4 bands, but we can add more points as well. So we're just going to do like a standard 12-band EQ. You want to change 4 down to the type to band, because that's really what the middle ones are. And the low end, your number 1 is going to be low shelf, and then you should take the one that's going to be furthest to the right and change that to high shelf. The biggest difference you're going to see is if you want that SM7B radio, scooped out mids, warm bassy sound, you're going to want to bring up the bass a little bit. Not anything crazy. It all depends on your voice. Something like that. It's going to bring in those rich, warm tones, give you some bass to your voice. Now, obviously, if you do have some bass to your voice already, you're going to want to drop this bass a little bit and maybe bring up the mids a little. Honestly, you don't want to go too trebly because then it'll give you a really harsh sound depending on your microphone, but that'll give you that warmer sound. And obviously, the further away you get, the less it sounds like that, and the closer you get, the more intimate and radio and giving you that warm SM7B sound, SM7B, sorry. And it's gonna really improve your stream quality. The number one thing is audio. If your audio sounds bad, people will not hang around. So this will help do any of that. Now this will work for headset mics, this will work for USB mics, and this will work for XLR mics. Obviously with an XLR, odds are that you have a mixer of some kind, and you know, this EQ can be done on that. But if you have like a Focusrite Scarlett that pretty much just has a gain knob on it, then you can do this, and this will help give that, you know, that sound that you upgraded to the XLR for. Nothing hurts more than spending a bunch of money on equipment and having it disappoint you. As always, if you do have any questions about anything in the video, put it down in the comments, or go ahead and join our Discord down below, link in the description. We're in there helping people with their stream setups, their audio, their layouts, their overlays, their cameras, lighting, all that stuff. So if you do have any questions, be sure to jump in there. And like I said, we do stream, so be sure to check us out at twitch.tv/Johnny'sBox, and like, comment, subscribe down below. We'd very much appreciate it. It helps us out a lot on the channel, and we will see you next time.